y minus y1 equals m x minus x1. Point slope form. So if you look at the example, I give you a point and I give you a slope, and because math makes sense, if you've got a point and a slope, you're going to use point slope form. The point is going to be your x1, y1, and your slope is your m. And so we are going to substitute these values into the form. And then you're done. Y equals mx plus b. Where m is the slope and b is the y-intercept. It's where it crosses the y-axis. So if they're going to give you the slope and the y-intercept, you want to use slope-intercept form. So our slope, this is going to go in for m, and then a y-intercept of 5 is going to go in for the b. And let's practice graphing what this would look like. Oops. So if you'll go ahead and draw an x and a y axis in the red bin this time. Thank you so much. So I just started grading those exit slips, and some of us are still having a little bit of trouble graphing from what I've graded so far. So we're going to practice. So this equation describes some sort of line. Where would we start to graph it? The y-intercept. So we're going to put a dot at 5 on the y. 2. So right in here at 5. And our slope is 2 over 1. So from here, from this dot, we're going to go rise 2 in a positive direction, because 2 is positive, and run to the right 1, because 1 is also positive. And then we want to do the mental check and make sure our line's going in the right direction. So I'm supposed to have a positive slope, so the line should be going from left to right. It should be going up. If you're right-handed, it should be pointing to your right hand. So once you find slope, we're going to put this in point slope form is the way that they want it. So now we can substitute our known values. We actually have 2 points. You get to make a decision. It doesn't matter which point you'd like to use. You just make a choice. Which slope do you like? Alec, which one do you like? You can't be wrong. Just pick a point. The 2, 3? Okay. All right, so we're going to use this one. Y minus 3. Slope was 1 from here. And we're done. Is the y equals mx plus b. Again, no matter what, I still have to figure out what the slope is. And the formula is over there on the left-hand side of the screen as well, up there in pink marker. label it my point. Make a mistake. 4 minus 2 over minus 1. Oh, I got 1 again. So if I know a slope and I actually know 2 points, again, we're going to do point slope form, and then we'll have to go another step further to get in y equals mx plus b. So choose a point. Rory, which point do you like the best? 1, 2? Okay, so we're going to choose this one. So the y coordinate of that is 2. The slope was 1. If it had said leave it in point slope form, we would be done, but we want it in slope intercept form. So we're going to have to solve for y. So we need to take care of that parentheses. So we're going to distribute the 1 through. Let's graph it. Go ahead and graph it, please. So you have a picture of what this equation describes. It's in slope intercept form now, yep. Up and over 1, yes. Up 1, right 1.
Up 1, over 1.
Where do you start on the graph?
At y. That y point.
Okay. And then you already said up 1, right 1. Up 1, right 1. So here's, this equation is describing this line here. I don't think so. Throwing something?
No, it's not.
So writing the equation in slope intercept form, we're going to start with point slope because they gave us a point and they gave us a slope. So y minus y1 mx minus x1. Here's my point that I'm going to use. Here's my slope. Thank you. So go ahead and substitute the values in. So we have y minus negative 5. If you have minus and negative, what is that really? Positive. So if it's all right with everybody, we're just going to go ahead and change this to plus. Minus and negative is the same as addition. Our slope, there's our fraction, x minus 4. And now what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to solve for y. Let me give you a minute to write down. Oops. Jeez. Sorry. And you're going to distribute it this way. And you're going to take the denominator, the bottom number, and distribute it to the left-hand side of the equal sign. And the reason why this is a legal move is because really what we're doing is we're multiplying the entire equation by 3. Which I'm allowed to do. If you'll recall, if I had 1/2, I can multiply both the top and the bottom by 3, and they're equivalent fractions. I'm kind of doing the same thing with this equation. If I multiply everybody by 3, it's going to be the same. It's going to be an equivalent equation. And remember, if I multiply 2/3 by 3, I get negative 2. Negative 2/3 times 3 is just negative 2. So again, we can just distribute. So we're going to have 3y plus 15 equals negative 2x plus 8. And then math magic, we don't have to deal with fractions anymore. Makes life easy. And now we can solve for y. Y stays where it is. The world revolves around y. We need to get rid of any adding or subtracting being done to y. So I'm going to minus 15. Get y alone. So I'm going to divide by 3. So negative 2/3 x minus 7/3. So I do get fractions at the end, but I don't really have to do anything with them, like adding or multiplying or anything. And also check to make sure is your slope the same as what it was in the problem. Well, yeah, it is. Let's graph it. So we have a picture of it, of what this equation describes.